Hello and welcome everybody. This is my private motocross collection. My name's CW, and today I'll take you on a tour of the European side of my garage. A lot of these machines are in various states of tune, under construction, most built for pennies on the dollar. While you see many motorcycle museums where they keep the exhibits behind velvet ropes, this isn't quite like that. These here are all built as armor bikes, and a lot of them are very far from perfect. We'll start with some of our Maicos. This machine here is a square barrel 250. Very good handling machine. This particular one revs very, very high and makes a heck of a lot of power. Maybe faster than some of the early 400 square barrels. This machine here is a 400 early casting radial. You can tell it's an early casting machine in 1972 because of those supports in between the cylinder fins. On the later models, like this one right here, you'll see that those are significantly wider. This helped protect them from a little bit of breakage. This machine here is one of Maico's early long travel rear bikes with a Thor aluminum swing arm. All of these machines we'll take a deeper dive into in later videos, but for today we're just doing a quick walkthrough. One of my personal favorites, 1978 Magnum 1400. Great handling machine, extremely torquey, extremely flowy power. Nothing to really complain about on one of those. They're very, very excellent bikes. The fit and finish on all these Maicos is also incredibly excellent. Very well-engined machines. All coming out of West Germany. One of their major competitors was the Czechoslovakian company CZ. And here you'll see a few Paul Fredericks replicas, one of which being a blue frame machine sporting Coney Poppy shocks, the large body ones often referred to as elephant bodies, as well as a real factory works gas tank, as you can tell because of the trench on the top to hold the tank belt down. Or allow it to hold the tank down and sit a little more flush with the tank, I should say. Here's a CZ 969 360. Paul Fredericks rode those to several world championships. And in the background is the rarely seen CZ 125. Very heavy machines. There is a 980 tucked in there as well that is in shambles at the moment, but one day it will appear like its brother there. It's a 969. Here's a Persang 370 in a box, as well as some of our other Bultaco models. In the front here, we have a very unloved Bultaco, a Bultaco Libido. Not your average Libido though, because this one here is an AK model. The AK stands for America Kit. This turned it into a real weapon in the desert. These bikes before the Hodakas came out and even after the Hodakas came out were very potent weapons in the desert. Very high compression bikes, often referred to as manifold motors. If you know the stock Libido, you know that it's got a very, very tiny intake. Behind the Little Wolf is the second version of the Persang boat tail, 250. Then we've got two Persangs. Both of these models are MK8s, but you'll notice they look a little different. The red and yellow machine is a 360. Very good bike. Raced it in Arma for several years now. The 250 is the same thing. She needs a little top end work at the moment. But it is an MK8 GP instead of the standard model. She's very special, and we'll discuss this in later videos. Behind it is the start of all the Persangs here, the MK1. This one here is actually an MK1 TT model, which came with the TSS 250 porting, I believe. Very rare Italian machine here. Beta 500 CR. Featuring the best suspension components you could probably buy in those years. Marzocchi magnesium front forks, Öhlins rear shocks. Great, great machine. Very, very fast, very rarely seen in this country. Behind it, you see a Harley MX 250, still under construction, showing a lot of originality. Another one of my personal favorites is a Moto Villa. You don't see all of these very often. I painted this one purple because since you don't see them, I figured I could take some liberties with it. Behind it is the absolute powerhouse machine, 1986 KTM 500. With the magnesium carb, jetted well, that bike is very crisp and makes incredible power. An earlier KTM here, still being referred to as a Penton, the name of the family that imported these to the United States. A Can-Am. And all the way in the back is a very unique Reeves 360 Challenger. Those are twin port models that funnel down into one expansion chamber. A few moderns we won't pay attention to. And here are several Capras of mine that are under construction. You see a few VRs and a few GPs, 250s and 360s. Those Capra 360s were direct competition for this Bultaco El Bandito. This bike here I bought several years ago, and it was in NOS condition. It still sports the original chain, the original tires, original cables. When I had taken the head off to check, it still had writing from the factory with Sharpie on the top of the piston. The rear rim is still stamped what side was supposed to be laced to the brake side of the hub. Very, very low hours machine. I have to step over this little Honda MR50 that's sitting in my main aisle because I've been riding it around a lot lately. Those are a fan favorite. Everybody loves those little Elsinores. If you watch the second video that I posted of this collection, we'll go into the Japanese side that shows the rest of the Elsinores. For now, we'll talk about some more Montessas we've got here. We've got quite a few. In the front, you've got an 18M Montessa's 125 Capra, sporting the wrong gas tank at the moment. Another one is being prepared for it. Behind it is Grey Ghost 250. And all the way against the wall is the lovely Montessa El Diablo, also referred to as Impala Cross. This is Montessa's first production motocross machine. They had the works machine known as the Brio Cross beforehand, but this Diablo was the first one to actually hit production. This bike they only built about 75 of, and Kim Kimball, he only imported around 35, I believe, so that makes it incredibly rare in this country. And in the whole world, I guess. Over there, you'll see the machine that followed Montessa El Diablo, Lacrosse, 23M. Here you've got a Capra 360 and my own brainchild, a Phantom 350 built out of a Mountaineer. Really about 320 cc's. Had to do a little port work to it and add a GP3 pipe on it. Really bring it alive. Rare Osa Stiletto 230, their first motocross or scrambles machine. Great success on things like flat track and those scrambles races that were very flat. Osa Desert Phantom. And all the way in the corner here with currently just a frame with some wheels and forks on it and everything, that's a Stiletto 175 that we'll one day have in a little better shape. So please subscribe to this channel so that, we can continue to build these machines and get them nicer for everybody. Thank you.